Good morning, everybody. This is Kurt H. I am the Lazy Farmer, and I'm just running a little bit late here. Not too bad. Had to get my second cup of coffee. All right. Good morning, Mr. Hodge. How you doing? Is it Father's Day today? Oh, you know what? It is. I guess it is. I wasn't even paying attention to that. Thank you. So, and this is what I'm going to do. If it's Father's Day, I got to make sure that I have do not disturb on because I can see either one of my two children calling me right in the middle of the stream. Not that I don't want to talk to them. Oh, both of them are great, but they got anyway. Andrew, how we doing? Morning. How's your summer break going, buddy? How's your brother like in Freedom after he's graduated? Congratulations on his graduation. I didn't get to see him graduation night. I know your sister was telling me that I was going to get to meet your mom, but we had a situation going on there on the campus during graduation that I kind of had to control. So and everything was fine. So good. John, how we doing? Happy Father's Day. Thank you very much. Happy Father's Day to everybody that's out there that has children, whether you know you have them or not. Happy Father's Day. So I got two. So I got a daughter and I got a son. My son just graduated, so high school. He's trying to figure out where he wants to go next. I know he doesn't want to do what his mom wants him to do. And I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole, not on my stream. But here's my thing, and I'll tell my kids the same thing my mom told me. I don't care what you do, as long as it's legal and you're happy doing it. That's it. Okay? Do what you, and I always tell my kids the same thing. Do what you are passionate about. As long as it's legal, do what you're passionate about. So yeah, no, so anyway, yeah, happy Father's Day to everybody. I didn't even think it was Father's Day. I'm so tired from yesterday. I worked yesterday, and we had a Hall of Fame game going on. Where's my Run8? Why is it not? You know what? Why is my Run8 not showing up? That's really odd. Hang on, let me fix this. I want this one. And we are going to move this down here. There we go. I'll lock it in place. So we're just going to have it capture my display. So morning, Ken. How we doing? Thank you. Mr. Ken's awake. How you feeling today, Ken? I got Ken and a couple of guys that are up there near the Canadian borders. And I guess they're getting hammered with the smoke out of Canada. Those darn Canadians. So we have people coming up illegally from the southern border. We have the Canadians that are burning their country and sending us their smoke. Oh, weird times right now. Kind of exciting times, honestly. I mean, and I don't want to get political on my channel, but I'm really enjoying watching what's going on between the president and the governor of the state that I live in, which is the state of confusion. Still not feeling well? Man, hope you feel better, buddy. So, all right, let's get started. We got a lot to do today. So we're continuing. This is episode 3. We are taking this Union Pacific train. It is the LRF74, and we have left 2 weekends ago. We have left the UP Fresno yard, which is just slightly north of the Calwa yard for BNSF there in Fresno, which is near where I live. In fact, we're sitting right now in Chowchilla. So let me see. Where's my map? Map. All right, let's go to the maps here. So I'm going to scroll up. Where is... So we have left. We've come here. We're on the Fresno Subdivision of the Union Pacific, and we are sitting in Chowchilla. Wow, I can't find anything today. I went the wrong way. I think I did. Yeah, here's a UP for I went the wrong way on the maps. I am not awake, guys. Bear with me here. It's Father's Day. I get to sleep in, and I didn't. So anyway, we were sitting right here. We worked all these industries this last episode, and so from here to our next stop is exactly where we want to go with it with the LRF. We're going to go into the Western Industrial Park, which we come in on the Union Pacific side because we're Union Pacific today, and on the other side of this industrial park is actually connected to the BNSF tracks, but this park is very small and doesn't have a whole lot to it. But what it does take a lot of cars, and so it's nothing like what you're going to get up on the Modesto and Empire Traction or the Met, with a huge area up there, and that's connected on both sides. But anyway, let's go ahead. Let's fire this baby up. I was debating whether I wanted to do it manually, and I'm like, no, I'm the lazy farmer. So, and I am going to make a mistake. In fact, I already made one. So, and this is from last. Go end the train here. This is from last stream. I realized that okay, I got cars that I need to deliver, which there's a whole thing. I mean, some of these cars are not going, they don't make sense, and I figured out why. And it was between, Order Builder. This train was generated with Order Builder. Between Order Builder and then the config file. And so I went down a rabbit hole. Anyway, so I started with the Met to help out the SRS and change their config file, and then I went in and I also changed Order Builder. And my whole goal of that was to make Order Builder line up with the config, and then there were some tags that were in the config that didn't make sense, so we had to change those tags as well too. And then we were getting cars that were and if you can do this, if you're playing solo player, this is where this comes from. If you got cars that say no tag on it, that's because in the config there's and I can't show the config because I'm on the server. But anyway, if you put a car, how can I describe this? Well, here's an example. You got a box car right here. You might have an industry that takes this box car, okay, and then tags it as BK, which means this is going to go, that for some reason this box car is going to go to Bakersfield. Okay, that's BK in Union Pacific language. RV is Roseville. That makes sense, but why would this car come out of an industry and then go to Bakersfield, and then what's it going to do in Bakersfield? No, that tag needs to be changed. So that's another issue. But anyway, but let's say we have an auto parts boxcar. It's a longer, bigger boxcar. It's a specialty boxcar. We'll just call it that. And you put that car into an industry that's calling for regular boxcars, and if the config doesn't have anything, isn't being told what to retag that car when it's done, when it's turned, and you don't have any tags in there, it's going to get a no tag. Right up there where it says BK right here, it's going to get a no tag. Those are things that I was fixing. We were getting, and it was because Order Builder was sending cars to an industry that didn't belong. So anyway, so I'm kind of looking, and this is where I was kind of looking at this last week too. I'm like, this doesn't make sense to me, but okay. And you know, whatever it is, maybe the car, I gotta go and look. Well, here's MST. I'm looking at this. We got boxcar. This is an auto parts boxcar. Regular boxcar. Auto parts. Boxcar. Okay, this all makes sense, except for this one. No, actually it does. high cube boxcars. These are all good. But then I got this open gondola down here going to the same company. I don't understand why. So, and that's order builder not matching up with the config. So anyway, I got work to do there. But then I had a different rabbit hole that I went down. And there's another video coming that is going to explain this. But the rabbit hole that I went down was looking at what if, and I asked this question, what if these cars somehow were in the BNSF network? How are these going to get to Union Pacific? Well, an interchange train, something going between between West Colton and Barstow is really how it's going to happen. Give rid of the map. What's up, Brian? How you doing? Welcome to the stream. And I think you also made it into... what's up, LJ? How you doing? Thank you for the Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to you guys out there, too. Coffee. Love it. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. I'm going to have a good day today. I'm always going to have a good day. I'm on vacation. I'm going to have a great day. My buddy Andrew up there is on the same summer break that I'm on, too. So, anyway, going back to the question at hand is, if these cars, which are tagged for Union Pacific, make it over onto the BNSF network, say you have an industry that's going to send these cars to another industry, or to a distant location, but that's on the Union Pacific network, how do we get it over there? Because this car goes into, and this is hypothetical, if this car goes into Barstow, unless I change the hump configuration and start putting in on Barstow all the distant off-route destinations, which is not really a right way to do it, Barstow's not going to know how to hump these cars. So I looked at it and said, okay, any car that has a 2-letter tag is now going to be preceded by, preceded by WCL. So, which is BNSF language for West Colton. And then, conversely, if I've got a car that has a 3-letter tag that's on the Union Pacific network, that needs to go over to BNSF. So that car is going to be preceded by BA, which is Union Pacific language for Barstow. That was the rabbit hole that I went down. So yesterday I was at work, and it was slow. I mean, it was fun. Don't get me wrong, it was fun, and we had, but what I was doing was very slow, and I was smart, and I brought my laptop with me, and so I spent my time changing those tags, adding those. So now, if a Union Pacific car somehow makes it onto the BNSF network, or I'll explain it this way, better yet, if I use Order Builder, I don't have to worry about which cars I want for which local. I can just randomly pick cars, generate a train, and then if it goes into Barstow and I got Union Pacific cars, they're preceded by WCL, Barstow will sort those out for me, and then I got an interchange train going from Barstow to West Colton, or vice versa. So I hope that was clear as mud. I'm going to get started here. So anyway, my plan here is these cars here actually needed to, well, better yet, I've got all these that I picked up and from all these industries back here, but I can leave them behind because my next sighting is only, if we go back to the map, so my next sighting that I'm going into is only 2,700 feet. I'm at 3,364 feet, so I need to reduce the size of this train so I can fit inside this sighting right here on the map. And that way it allows me to do a runaround if I need to, which I'm going to need to because I've got facing points and trailing points inside the industrial park. So that's my goal. So I get up there. If I get to Fergus, I've gone too far. So that's where I'm heading. Anyway, let's get started. Enough chip chat. They're like, farmer, get going. All right. I hear you, Ken. I'm going to pick on my buddy Ken. What else can you do? When your friend's down and not feeling well, what do? Pick on them. All right, so we've got our locomotive started. Let me get a little bit closer. Are you not going to? Yeah, I would say you better let me. All right, there we go. I'm going to go into reverse, make sure my headlights are on. Handbrakes released. All right, let's notch it and go push back a little bit. We're already starting to roll. I think we got a bit of a grade here. So I'm hoping, do I have any trains coming? Where am I? Oh, I got something. I got a Z train going to go by here. We're going to get some eye candy. So I'll stop at the lights down there. In fact, I think I see headlights right there, as a matter of fact. But we're going to go down. If we have to, we'll use the main line. That's why I was checking to see trains. But we're going to push these end cars past the lights. You know what, Ken? If you know what, no, don't give me a ride up, man. You're infected. I don't want anything with your. No, I'm kidding, man. It just. Like, listen to the sound of that. That sounds, looks like a mixed intermodal. LT. I'm trying to think of what LT is. I can't remember. That's the other thing I was changing, and that's going to be that's the video I'm going to shoot. But like, instead of having LT above those cars, I'm creating them actually with a destination. And I'm thinking about pink slips on Father's Day. Ruth, I know, right? Ken has no heart, man. He just, it's all, he really goes by the motto of, well, I was going to say Lazy Farmer Railroad, but honestly, it's going to be all the railroads. It's customers first. Well, actually, it's investors first, customers second, safety last. Coffee. I was playing around with train spawning. And I'm spawning these H trains, and on a track where the track speed is 55 miles an hour. I was trying to figure out why they were stuck at 10. So I have no idea. No, you know what, Ken? If you're gonna have Quincy do it, all he's gonna do is like he'll just take the write up, show it to me, crunch it up into a ball, and then punch me in the face. That's his form of a write up. That's just, oh my God, Ken, what'd you do? Your message? What the heck? What the heck? You retracted your statement? What the heck? All right, we should be able to do it. I'm going to go ahead and what I'm going to do is I'm going to unlock that switch down there. I could actually flip it here, but I'm not going to do that. Actually, well, I can. So right click to unlock it, which is blue. Right click to lock it, which takes that off. So I'm going to unlock it so auto no longer has control of that switch. And I'm going to shove down. I might have to shove onto the main line, but I don't think I have that. Z train was the only thing that's coming right now. So, okay, we're good. So I'm going to slide down. Now these cars that we're looking at here at, was it LBF? I set those out last week. I know they're ready to go. I'm not doing that. This local would be served in one day. So we're going to pretend that this is still the same day, even though we're in our third week of doing this one. So we're going to get up to and into the industrial park and probably set on that siding as well. I don't think we're going to be able to finish it in the 2-hour time frame. But we're going to do the best we can, and I think we're going to have an episode 4 next week. And to finish this off, which is going to be basically running back to Fresno, stopping here to pick up the cars that we're going to set out. I'm going to come to a stop first. I got this, Ken. Just go sleep on your couch. Sick people, I'm telling you. Sick people make me sick. Actually, if you join our Discord, you're in my Discord, you can get into the LazyFarmer Discord, which will get you into there's a link there to get into the TLF Mosel Discord. And there's also the SRS Discord as well too. We're hanging out in one of those, and we tend to hang out in the group, and that's normal with the way we pick on each other. It's all a lot of fun. All right, so I'm gonna get on the ground here, and now what Ken's like jumping the gun on here is I'm basically going to run down. I have asked dispatcher, can I go on the main line to make a move? And I'm not going to get into details on it because there is terminology which I play like this is my own little virtual railroad, and I'm in my basement, and there's your dispatch. If you're playing dispatch, don't make me jump into Discord. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually flip this switch by unlocking what I did earlier. It allows me to flip the switch, so you can see you can see the points moving there. So if I come back and I don't have this, the flashing just means that's where I'm located. I'm located near a switch. So, but if I have that locked now, it belongs to auto. I get that error message right up here. Okay, and he's telling me you must ask the dispatcher to unlock it first. Well, okay, I'm the dispatcher right now, or Ken's like, well, he's laying on the couch. He's being lazy. Wait a minute. I'm lazy. Anyway, so now it's unlocked. So now I can flip the switch, and I'm going to go back, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on this light here, give myself a lunar. So any train that's coming now is going to see that this switch is flipped, and I've got a light, and so they're going to which is active, will hold them up. You're always dispatch? We got to find another job for you. I'm thinking like file clerk, give you a rag, have you go out and wipe down the locomotives. Actually, why am I jumping on that for? All right, so we're just going to go ahead and push back a little bit. And what I want to do is I just want to be able to, and I think I'm already there actually. No, I got a few more cars. I want to clear this switch with the cars. I just got to push back a little bit, so I may be okay actually, because that's the car here. These cars that I'm going to set out my pickups into here, and that's what I should have done last. Your Otto's brother, your C, no. Not on my virtual railroad, you're not. Yeah, exactly, LJ. So it's not the smoke. It's not the smoke from Canada. Let's go ahead and set some handbrakes on these guys. I think I'm actually pretty good. Problem is I gave myself a lunar I didn't have to because I was listening to Ken. See, I didn't even make down to the light, Ken. And now I got some. Yeah, no. And now, because of that, I'm not going to be able to flip that. I don't think I can flip the switch now. Thanks, Ken. That's what I get for listening to you. Okay, good. Awesome. All right. So we don't need that. Oh, what did I do there? What happened there? All right, we're going to go ahead and give that back to auto. That's going to drop. Okay, we're good. We're in good shape. All right. So now let's go back up, and I'm going to take the pickups. I'm going to put them on this track. We'll pick these cars up, and then we're going to set the pickups out. That's where I may end up having to get onto the main line. We'll see how it plays out. And okay, I need this one. Close that. Open the coupler and pull forward. 2 notches on that one. But I'm going to take my pickups here and I'm going to set them out right at the light. So all I have to do is just, when I go back to Fresno, is just come in real quick, couple up, and then leave. Maps games recrewing stuff out there. So I just want to say, Ken, I think we probably this week, I lost count, but I think we got like 5 new people for the SRS. So, which is good. I want to get a lot of people on there. Now, if you join the Southwest Rail Simulation server, which is the server that I'm on right now, or any one of the LazyFarmer servers, just know that we do want you to operate as best you can. I'm not going to say prototypically because I don't operate prototypically. But you got to have the train handling, but we don't do checkout rides. Okay, we're basically a teaching group. I'd rather teach you about Run8, how to operate trains. We already know the physics on this. There's no train simulator out there that the trains handle as almost as realistic in real life. And the trains handle in Run8 like they do in real life. Very close. Almost spot on. Very, very close. I'd say about 98%. So I think you eat a bad pizza, Ken, to be honest with you. Should we ask Mike about that? Just saying. You know, I think that Mike's the CEO. I mean, he's handing out things for me to do. I had to configure the config file, which I don't know if he even got that. I sent it to him in email and didn't get a response back, so I don't know if he got it and if it's up on the server or not. We'll find out. Spit it out. Puh. Yeah, I wasn't thinking when I did this. I should have did this last week, but it's the way we're gonna. If I don't make mistakes, I mean, I gotta make the mistakes so you guys don't have to. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, leaving all these behind will actually shorten my train, and I should be, like I said, 2,700 feet. I should be able to get into that sighting once these are out of my consist. Then I'll leave them in the siding, and then we'll just pick them up on the way back. Oh, dear God. Well, no, actually, no. My dear God, there was because I was just thinking about the order builder thing that I was telling you guys about. That I changed the order builder, added WCL and BA were appropriate to in front of the tags. But I was thinking, oh God, I got to do that on the config. No, I don't. I realize I don't because these cars are already sitting in the Union Pacific network or in the BNSF network, and so I don't need to make that change, and that's okay. Yeah, I'll have to use the mainline. I'm looking at how long this string of cars or cut of cars. Sorry, Briscoe. Haven't seen Briscoe in a while. Briscoe and then Devin. You know what? It's not going to be true, but I'm just going to say that my buddy Devin, who's been here in Discord with us and playing out on the Southeast server with us, um, is actually now an orange vest with CSX. He got a job with CSX. And so the lie that I'm going to say is it was Run8. All his work on how to learn trains and everything was done in Run8. No, it's not true. He had already been employed by another company at some point. So he's out now and he's working in the Buffalo area. So if you see somebody up there doing a weird Run8 dance, that's Devin. But no, I'm proud of the guy. A little bit jealous too. A little bit jealous. All right, so let's go ahead and we're going to pull forward. We'll pick up that first string, and then we will come back. Actually, I'm not going to have to use the main line. I don't know what I was thinking. I'm not thinking this morning. All right, so right now, yeah, I'm at 1,800 feet. I pick up the air car, so as long as I'm under 2,700 feet, I should be good. So I'm going to pick these up, and then I'll come back and I'll pick these up, and I'll push these right up to the light and just leave them there, about where these are sitting. And then we're going to head on up to the industrial park. I think everything I have, yep, everything I have is for the industrial park. I went up there already this morning, took a look around, and don't have a whole lot of pickups up there. So I'm glad we're bringing this stuff up there. Maps has exited the session. Bye, Maps. Have a great day. Happy Father's Day, Maps. Yes, more coffee. I need more coffee. Still working on my second cup here. Not a bad day. We're in the 90s yesterday, but it was windy, so it was actually not bad being outside. But it's weird, man. I mean, I forgot to put sunscreen on. I got burned. Which that in itself is unusual for me because I don't burn. I tan. All right, we're going to come back slowly. Anything under 5 miles an hour, honestly, I like to do right between 2 and 3. Or anything below 3 is my goal. That's my personal goal. But anything less than 5 miles an hour, we're doing good. Any faster than that, you cause an issue with the train and make the whole train disappear on you. So, it's all about train handling. But that's what, and this is stuff that we can talk about and we can teach you. Biggest question I'm getting right now is, in fact, I got 2 videos I got to make today. Is how to, figure out what to do on on the servers. So here on the SRS, they have what's called a registry. When you sign up on the SRS and get approved on their forums, you'll get access, which with the information for the server, and then you also have a link to what the SRS calls their registry. And there was a great, Ken and I made a really good video. I actually, I don't know if they've posted that up on their forums or not. Ken, did you guys post that on the forums? I don't know why I'm asking him, because I could probably do it too. But anyway, that being said, let's go ahead and connect. I want to get on this one. We're going to go partial. I'm watching the CSM flow here, CFM. And it's still going up. And I'm going to neutral. That's coming down. Okay, I was going to go anything, for me, anything under 70, I can go full open. And then we're going to go ahead and pull forward. Little Run8ism there, just let you guys know that a lot of times if you connect like that, your last, I knew it was already closed, but you want to check that last angle cock on the very end of the train, make sure it's closed before you go partial. Don't ever go open. Don't ever do that, because you'll blow your PCS doing that. Always go partial. Some people wait to 80. I wait to 70. That's just me. But sometimes you'll connect, and this is the little Run8ism, that you'll connect and your CFM flow will go all the way up to like 150 and just sit there. Okay, well, a lot of times what you got to do is you got to close the angle cock and then go back to partial again, and you'll be fine. There's a little bit of a reset. So, and of course, there's always using F7. Call it the F7 cheat. F7 automatically set, and you can configure that. You can set that to, if it's going to, connect all your air hoses, set all your angle cocks, and then air up your entire train instantly. If you just want to go and play, like you are on a model railroad. So Run8, you can play as prototypically as you want. You can play as casual as you want. It doesn't matter. It's your virtual model railroad. Do what you want. If you like Southwest map, but man, it's like, you know what? I wish this was CSX territory. I'm going to tell you, you can do it. It'd be a lot of configuration. Not just dropping CSX power, but I mean, it's a lot of configuration of industries and everything. But you can make this whole map nothing but CSX. Why? I don't know. No, I like CSX. I like that. I like the southeast map and the northeast, Mohawk and Selkirk. I mean, that was something that came up on a conversation during the week. Is, do they have to have both DLCs to play on the Mohawk and Selkirk? No, you don't. But you do have to have the base game, and you do have to have at least one of the 2 DLCs. And let me go 2 notches here. And if you honestly need a direction to go on which DLC to pick Selkirk, because you do get the classification yard there in Selkirk, but Selkirk has a lot. So does Mohawk too. You got the DeWitt, the flat yard there. You can do intermodal stuff there. You've got the Utica yards. But I think as far as very interesting locals, yeah, no, the the Selkirk is, I would say, definitely go that route. That if you only want to get one, that would get Selkirk. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. What's up, Albino, Tailgater, and CSX Train? How are you? I'm good. I'm good. Happy, if you're a father, happy Father's Day. How's Monster Trucks treating you? Are you still like in Monster Truck heaven from going to see them at VA? All right, let's go ahead and I'm going to hit F7 cheat, which just automatically aired this whole cut up, and we're going to go pull this out, and then we're going to put that last car. Let me get on the ground. Come on, start pulling. I had to go to notch 3. Well, this is heavy. Awesome. So my first week on vacation, I'm actually starting officially on my second week now. I will tell you, I still, even when I turn my alarm off, I still waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, no, it's, but also like, I got into the configuration side of Run8, and that's what the video is. When I get done here today, I'm going to be making a video, which will be released today too. Actually, no, it'll be released to members today. It'll go live tomorrow. But it's also, I was looking at the things I want to do. Oh, Ken, by the way, I don't know if you saw that message. Oh, geez. Bigfoot, we got to play Bigfoot. I don't know where Mike is. I think Mike's still sleeping in. But we need to play another round of Bigfoot. That's hilarious. Oh, my goodness. Ken getting bitch slapped and Mike just like going off on a gangster, like a gangster on the Bigfoot, was just hilarious. I did see that. That was the first thing I noticed. That's why I brought up Monster Trucks, man. Because I know that you changed your. I saw it right there. But it was this whole first week, besides doing the configuration stuff, and then after I do some recording, I'm going to be focusing on. I posted what I call the matrix for Mohawk and Selkirk. I need to finish the matrix for the Southeast, which there's nothing really that hard or special about them. And I'll have to make a video on that. So, which is going to be general. Basically, the idea behind what my matrix that I'm doing for the servers is simply, I want you guys to spend like 5 minutes in the matrix, get an idea of what needs to be done, where it needs to be done, and then spend all your time in Run8. Spend the majority of your time in Run8. I'm trying to be political here. I don't want you to have to go back and forth to the matrix. And it's the same thing with the registry on the SRS. I think, Mike set that up so that so you can look at, know what needs to be done, and go out and do it, and spend all your time, the majority of your time in Run8. There are some other places where it's literally every time you make a move, you got to go back into their website and record your move. I don't want to get down to that. That is prototypical, and if that's where you want to go, I can help you get there. But it's not going to be that here on the LazyFarmer servers. And what servers do I have? I keep saying servers. So NorCal, thank you Kung Fu Beer for hosting that one for me. I've got NorCal. I got to do the matrix on that one too. Mohawk and Selkirk I already messaged. I have the A line, so southeast. And then I also have Pittsburgh, and I also have the AGS. So we got them all. All servers are covered. So wherever it is, and then that's a request I got too, is, hey, I want to get on the AGS. I don't blame you. AGS, I mean, AGS is they're all fun. In their own way, they're all fun. So I leave it up to you guys if you just want to pick one area. Or if you want to be like me and go, you know what, I don't feel like being on the Southwest today. I want to go to AGS. You can. But you'll need the DLC. Actually, you'll need everything. I mean, at that point, car packs you don't need until you get to the point where you're tired of looking at Run8 boxcars all the time. Everything will still operate like it's supposed to. It just doesn't look, to me, when I got into Run8, it didn't look right. That's why I started buying car packs. And that was back when I was still trying to figure out how things operated. All right, that'll do. Let's go ahead and apply some automatic brake. We're going to bring this up, and we're going to stop right about here. This is perfect. All right, I'm on the ground. And we're going to come down here. And I don't really care if I'm blocking that switch right there because I'm the one that needs to go in there. All right, so we're going to go ahead and close this. I'm looking at the tag up here. Well, you can't really see it, the green tag against the blue sky, but that's the first, the last car in my consist that is an actual set out. These are all pickups. So, you're playing football? You know, it's interesting, man. It's like football. It's not even football season. We're still in baseball season, but when I was at work, Pee Wee football was going on. That's just hilarious to watch. I don't know what's more fun to watch, a whole bunch of little kids trying to play football or a bunch of dogs chasing a ball around in a room. I mean, it's, I'm going to push back a little bit. Let's set some handbrakes here before I do that. So it's easier to do this than it would be a Shift F5 if you're using keyboard, because Shift F5 would do the whole entire train, and I would have to go all the way up this way to release the brake. So it's easier just to click on the side of the car and then hit apply brake. All right, we're going to go ahead. We're going to click on that. I got to wait for this back up a little bit so the yellow right there turns white. Give me a notch. Come off the auto brake too. It's going to take a while for it to come. There it goes. It's not instantaneous because I'm waiting. It's picking up all that slack. And pull away. Come on. See, now we're pulling out all this slack. And there it is. All right, we're free. And let's go ahead and do this. And because I'm going to go on the main line, I'm going to attach an EOT on the end of this. We'll go full open, and then we're good. All right, so at this point, I'm going to jump right into the cab. Let's head. Let's go to the... Uh-oh. What the heck? I just had a Run8ism. I think I should have went partial. I'm just going to go F7 cheat on that. But for some reason, I ended up with... Let's go free fly real quick, check my train. But I think it was that EOT on the end. It dumped my PCS. Oh, did I just see it? EOT disappeared. That's why. See, there it goes again. I don't know. There's my Run8ism. All right, we're just going to leave this closed, and we're not going to run an EOT. I noticed that's been happening a lot in the game. I'm not sure what causes that. Is it an irritation? Absolutely it is. I notice it also too because I can also put in like a flag, and that it'll, I mean, see that's it. See, and that just disappears. So, all right, F7 cheat. That's not my fault. Thank you. That's not my fault. So that's a mistake I didn't make, so you guys don't have to. So now you guys get to make the mistake. Do I really have people hanging out in my Lord of the Rings online? I do have a couple of people. Oh, no, that's Lotro. That's the Lotro Discord. I was confused for a minute. All right. Nobody's hanging out. I was going to jump in. What? Yeah, it seems to be intermittent. That's probably what it is, LJ. I think you're right. So once again, it is a Run8 feature. And what's the benefit? Teaches you how to handle a PCS error. And that's what I'm sticking with. I didn't even think, you know what? I didn't even think about that, Ken. Let me go ahead and come to a stop, and I'm going to relinquish and take it back. Good point, Ken. Thank you. All right, train's mine again. Let's go to the end. Let's try this and see. Whistle, whistle, whistle. You know what? I didn't hear that whistle. Because that's actually, when you open the air up, it causes a little air-powered generator to power the battery on the PC, on the EOT device. And I noticed that when I first put it on, I didn't hear that whistle. That's a clue. At which point I should, oh, I don't hear the whistle. Let me relinquish and take the train back. A lot of simple fixes. All right, now we can go ahead. Come on. Got movement on the EOT, so the back end is following us. This is what we want. For those who like to hear the horn, those who like to hear the bell, I've made your day. I'm going to turn that off. Let's see. I want to do Control F3. Okay. Yeah, Ken, thank you very much. You were right. I was going to jump into Discord, see if you were there, but if you're not feeling up to it, that's all right. Okay, next thing I want to do is I'm going to go, see, I'm coming out of here. I want to go, I believe it's past that DD, so I want this block here. I'm going to double click on that. You may not be able to see it, but there's a green border around that. Then I'm going to come up here. Hello, dispatcher. Specific destination. Acknowledged. Acknowledged. Okay, I think Otto's on the floor drunk. There it is. Proceed on signal indication. That took a while. I've been noticing that's been taking a lot of while. Happy birthday, don't? Yeah. Happy birthday. Coming up. So, yep, see, Otto's already flipped the switch. He's got me lined down. He's gave me a yellow, so I'm good up to Lingard, and I'll probably all the way up there. So I am currently, what am I doing here? Well, yeah, but you know, Ken, you can't help that. You were born that way. Oh, I had to go there. No, I get it. You know, you're not. I still think you had a bad pizza. That's, you know, and actually, you know what? There's I bought this massive air filter for my room because allergies out here in the valley have been terrible. What's up, Andrew? You're back again. I said morning to you earlier. You're hoping your summer break's going well. Is your brother like laying around being lazy, or is he going to summer school, going to summer adult school? I'm Ken. I'm not going to go there. I'm going to be nice. You're not feeling well. I'm going to be nice. I'm struggling with it. It's not in my nature, but you know, that's what your mom said. All right, we are doing about 10 miles an hour. We're in the siding here, so usually, I mean, well, track speed is being indicated as 25 miles an hour on my rail driver. Um, but I'm not usually when I'm in a siding or especially in a yard. I do 10, 5 miles an hour if I'm in the shop area. And then I'm going to hold that speed until we get last car comes off the siding onto the main line, and then we'll go to main line speed. Let's get a little slow speed. I'm at 10.5. I'm good. You can go a little bit over the speed limit. In real life, you're entitled to go like maybe 1 to 2 miles over the speed limit, but you better bring it right back down under control. And something I found kind of disturbing was I was watching on YouTube a episode of Modern Marvels, and if you really want to see a very good look at North Platte classification yard for Union Pacific, I mean, it's amazing. I mean, I really made me want to kind of go there. And I know you can go there, and there's a tower that people can visit, and they go up there and they can look. But you can't see everything. They said no matter where, in whatever tower you stand in, you can only see like a third of the yard. So it's huge. But something that disturbed me in that, and they made very, very light of it, is that if and I get the safety side of it, but I have another thought on this. If for some reason a train starts to exceed the speed limit, or you heard the alerter go off, the alerter goes off, and the engineer doesn't respond to it, they can take control of the train in their that was bad on my part. Watching the Waycross videos, guys coming out of Waycross. That's exactly what I hear all the time from those guys. Anyway, here we'll do it right. But anyway, they can take, you know, they said that Union Pacific can take control of the train remotely and control it remotely. All right, we're going to pass that signal. I'm going to start the countdown timer so I know, that way I know when the last car is on the main line, and we can start going, ramping up to 55. So, what's that mean? Does that mean in the future, There's going to be nobody in the cab of these locomotives, and they're going to be controlling the train from North Platte. Not with the way people drive in this country. Not with idiots that want to play. Okay. Out of the Roseville yard, I listened to the radio chatter for Union Pacific out of Roseville a lot. And I can't tell you, at least twice now I've heard trains as they're leaving the Davis Yard in Roseville, getting ready to go up the mountain and heading towards Sparks, which is what the Roseville DLC is, have to come to an emergency stop because some homeless person has built their campsite right between the rails in the gauge. North Platte going to see that? I mean, it is a way to like reduce the homeless population, but I already have an issue with all the Class 1 railroads talking about just going down to one person inside the cab of the locomotive. But they made that statement on that. You're going to tell me that you guys can do that? You can control a train remotely from one location? That means you don't have to have anybody in these cabs. That's why it's investors first. It's all about the bottom line. When in truth, it needs to be about safety. Safety should always be first. And honestly, no less than 2. No less than 2. Would I like to see cabooses brought back? Absolutely, because that way you got a guy in the back end of the train. He can tell of something. Hey, well, we're dragging. I got smoke. Why am I slowing down and you're leaving? No, we got to, our train's broken loose. There was a benefit to having somebody in a caboose in the back end of the train. But they got rid of that. Why? Because it improved the bottom line. All right, 90 feet. I'm going to get a beep here. There it is, and my rail driver just actually told me that we can go to 55, so I'm going to start notching up. I don't have to worry about flipping that switch. That's under the control of Otto, so he'll fix it. Alright, well, look, while I'm going down, I'm going to look over on this other screen here. Plan my move when I get into the Western Industrial Park. Morningstar, I leave when I'm leaving the Industrial Park. Actually, I may do a run around and push in and do Morningstar. And then I have Grief Merced. I may do another run around and no. It's going to be interesting because I'm going to be doing some runarounds, and not going to block the main line doing that because it's because the spur comes off the siding, so I'm gonna be okay. I didn't even look to see what's my 24,000 feet. Good, I can get all the way in the siding, so that was a good move on leaving all those cars behind. So I can do a runaround, drop off Morningstar, drop off Grief. And do my pickups, try to figure out how I'm going to do. Just looking. I don't have anything for Jane Farms. Oh, I've got ASM metals. So Morningstar Grief and ASM. I gotta run around. I gotta push those in. Tank holding I gotta push that in, and then I gotta pull back out with my pickups, do another run around. Then I've got Safeway Merced Manufacturing, which I don't know if that's Safeway grocery stores. I don't know what that is. I'm not familiar with that company out here. This is actually right. Like I said, this is in the area where I live. So I'm working my home yard, well, home area. Then, okay, so I've got a plan. May not be a good plan, but I got a plan. All right, how are we doing? 42. I don't think we need to go to Dache. We're slowly increasing. We're doing good. Railroading. It is, you don't do anything fast in railroading. I actually do a lot of hurry up and wait in railroading. Actually, I'm thinking about it. Where's Jason? There he is. It knows when I've tabbed out. So, a little bit of success, Ken. I know I sent you a message, but we did have some success. We had an individual, Medic Matt, good guy, man. He's patient. We've been chasing a problem on Run8 for him for about a year, and that's something. I got a clear signal. We're doing good. 48. I get about 50. I always traveled about 5 miles under what track speed is. That's just me, and that's only because if I hit like a downhill grade and it starts to go up, it gives me a little bit of a buffer, so I don't go over track speed. It gives me a chance to respond with dynamic braking or auto brake as needed. So we're coming up to 50 miles an hour there. And I'm going to, right there, 50 miles an hour, hit slow speed. So we're going to hold at 50. We're cruising along here. Now I don't have the luxury of this inside ahead. No, it actually makes sense to me. I think it's a small little local ISP, and that's the bottom line. We're going to talk about the problem here. So Medic Matt could not, and happy Father's Day, Medic. I know you got two, brand new baby. Congratulations on that too. But anyway, yeah, no, it's one that he could play Run8 locally, no issues. He even got, that was on his laptop. He even got a brand new computer, and it still had the same issue on his computer. Well, okay, if the problem followed, and he did a fresh install on the computer, so I'm already looking at if the problem followed him. It's from an older computer to a brand new computer. It's not Run8 at that point. It's not Windows at that point. It's not. I mean, okay, if anything, it might be. If he's got a firewall or antivirus, it might be that. If he installed the same one that he was running on his laptop. So I kind of worked my way out looking at his stuff. And he intermittently, at one point, we even looked at his router. and the firewall was turned on his router. We turned all that stuff off, and then we still couldn't connect, and then he could connect, and then he couldn't connect, and then he got in and he played a little bit on the SRS, you know, so we, it was there. It was, so we got to a point now that it was hopeful. So, yeah, it got to where we were hopeful. Signed off for the day, came back, could not connect at all. I mean, I was watching him. I mean, he was trying to connect to the SRS. He was trying to connect to one of my servers. No bueno. So I'm chatting with him. I said, at this point, dude, I mean, everything's turned off. I mean, Windows is allowing it because we did get connected earlier, so we know Windows is allowing it. We got your Avast antivirus, which honestly, that's personally, I've had bad experiences with Avast. If you're running Avast, honestly, get rid of it. Okay, and I'm going to put it out there. All I run is Windows Defender and Malwarebytes. That's it. I'm just putting that out there. That's all I run. Okay, and no issues. So anyway, there's my DD. My YouTube. Choo Choo, what's up? How you doing?
UP detector milepost 161.2.
Well, port forwarding is if it's for traffic coming in. So if he was going to run a server, yes, he needs to forward those ports so that people can connect to his server. No, and so we get everything out of the way. And so eventually, I know it's you, Karch. You didn't have to say anything because you've been sending me like stuff all week long. Every time I'm playing Run8, you're harassing me. Oh, hang on.
161.2.
No defects. Okay. So, I mean, as much as just get Run8 and come play. I'm just saying, Karch. You might find that you actually enjoy it. All right, I got a clear signal here. No, I'm serious. I think you might enjoy it. Oh, and for you, Karch, you know what? I'm meaning to send you a message. I don't know if you saw the message, but on Lotro, they're going to shut down all the 32-bit servers. So, yeah, so any characters that you might have left behind on a 32-bit server, move them. I'm on Glamdring, and then all my characters I left behind, and they've opened up the Dark Worlds. Yeah, they've even opened up the old Dark World 32-bit servers as well too. And I'm like, oh, I got characters over there I didn't know about, because everybody went to the 64, and the 64s are running better. So, and they're doing more, and so yeah, and I saw this coming when they launched the new 64-bit servers. I knew that the 32s were going to go away. You know, I just knew it was going to happen. I left characters over there just in case, but yeah, no. So they're going to shut down the 32-bit servers. They're bringing everything up to modern day, and some of the stuff, well, it's going to allow them to do more with that game. I mean, remember, the game is 18 years old, and they're just now getting 64-bit servers. They've had a 64-bit client, but now it's the 64-bit servers, which will allow them to do more with the game and give us more assets. And yeah, so it's going to be an interesting time for that game, and it's still going strong. Its memberships have spiked. All right, we're coming up to Lingard. That's what this sighting is right here. I got our green over our red. So it is a clear. And I am not diverging, so, but this is Lingard. I think I need to do milepost tags on. There's Lingard. Oh, we got a road. Well, cars, they are. I mean, that's the thing about it's not even getting new players, fine. It's getting the old players to come back. And that's what's happening, because when they launched the 64-bit servers, they still had over 3 million players worldwide. So they're not hurting. Well, the last number I've seen was like they're back up to 6 million players worldwide. See, and here's another reason I'm going to go back to Run8 now, since I'm actually streaming Run8. This is another reason why you need to get it, because I'm here. I just came out. I mean, I just left Chowchilla and I'm heading for Atwater. I'm just saying, this is right where you and I live. Whistle board right there. So you look at the names on here, cards, you might go, I know where that road is. I know where Lingard's at. If I was running an actual BNSF local, I'd be going right behind where we work. By the way, I felt sorry for your dad yesterday, Karch, man. It's like he got called. He was on. I don't know what he was doing yesterday. Yeah, that's Highway 99 right next to me on the right hand side there. Yeah. But yeah, he gets called to the stadium because supposedly the lights weren't on. So by the time he left his house and got to the stadium, the lights were on. The thing about it is, Swarty called him. It was still sunny. I mean, I know that the shadows were on the field, but it's still sunny. The shadows are just it wasn't affecting gameplay. So I was just laughing at him. Yep, that's Highway 99 over here. So I'm right here. Here's Lingard, Fergus. I'm going to be going right into here, but this will be the industrial park in Atwater. Well, it's not just that. I mean, yeah, I know he was laughing about it, but I know he's also not happy. But yeah, because it's the old art. They're not. The newer ones, I guess, are super bright, but with the arc lighting, yeah, because first they got to come on, then they got to warm up, and I'm like, what? I was giving him a bad time, and I'm like, what are you doing here? He goes, well, the lights won't come on. I turned around and looked at the lights, I'm like, they're on right now. And he looked up and he goes, really? It was hilarious. All right, next block. Keep an eye out for I think I'm actually going to start slowing down a little bit. I'm not even sure that that even has a name. Siding doesn't have a name, so here's Healy Road. I'm going to come off the notches here, start slowing down a little bit, get ready to make my diverging. I'm going to have to run out there ahead of the... And it's not an auto-controlled siding. So it's not like I can ask Otto to put me into it. He can put me into Fergus, which is the next siding. But it's not like he can put me in here, you know, into this one. So I gotta stop before that so I can actually flip the switch. Oh, I got a detector coming up. 152. Oh yeah, it's after the detector. Okay, I'm so far. Okay. There's Childs Avenue. I don't know if you see that, Karch. Oh, of course, and then YouTube decides to make my chat go away. And now it's back. Detector 152.5.
UP detector milepost 152.5.
Which Childs Avenue is that there's an overpass there. So it must be back in like 19, because this is modeling 1995 to 2005. So I don't know if the overpass was there because that was way before I actually moved to the area. Yet don't even get started on that. Karch, they're not homeless, they're unhoused.
UP detector milepost 152.5. No defects. No defects. Total axles 164. Train speed 38 mph. Ambient temperature 67 degrees. UP detector out.
Here's D Street. So you should be recognizing these. MLK Junior Way, Canal Street. Those are all legit streets, guys. Yeah, there's the car wash. They put that in. They got that right. That's located. That's where that. Yeah. Here's M Street. could be like the guy that usually comes through. He'll get on the horn and just hold it down all the way through town in the middle of the night. O Street. So this is actually the city of Merced we're going through right now. Here's R Street. Oh crap, is that where I want to go? That's not where I want to go, is it? Not yet, no. We're not there yet. Well, at least they got the in and out there. Be happy with that. Here's V Street, and then we're leaving. Now, we do not have a Piggly Wiggly. So, but I guess that's the only asset that they had to represent the building that's there. And all this stuff on either side of this was all slated to disappear anyway, because this is supposed to be the route for the high-speed rail too. Which, that's an ugly situation going on out here. All right. So I've got a restricting here. And that's because I'm coming up to, I think, oh, you know what? I think that was my sighting, because there's, yeah. All right, well, I'm going to back into it then. I'm sitting here looking at all the sites of the town that I live in and what they got right, what they got wrong, and I just completely missed my sighting. There it is. So, we'll back in. We got the countdown timer going. Here's the other thing they got wrong too. The Merced River never has any water in it. Yeah, I guess we're kind of coming. This is kind of in between. Oh, I know where this is going now. Yeah, they don't even have this anymore. I don't think I've ever, I think I haven't seen any locals or anything. Yep, there's all my spot. That was my sighting. So, okay, I was thinking more in Atwater, not in Merced. I know exactly the area that they're representing here. And yeah, I missed it. It's my bad. All right, we're gonna bring this to a stop because I'm gonna have to back in. And go here, DS, tone up. And, oh, he must have already canceled it. Okay, never mind. Jay Singh! How you doing, buddy? You finally decided to wake up, huh? Well, I'm going to be tying up this track anyway, so yeah, because I'm going to have to do a run around here. But I should have. Once again, I make mistakes so you don't have to. Know your routes. I don't know the route. I know the area. Don't know the route. I miss you too, buddy. I got your sister and your brother to pick on. Mostly your sister. They'll keep me informed. I didn't even get to see you during graduation, bro. But we had a, I don't know if you guys noticed it. And I'm hoping you guys, well, I mean, with everything, you shouldn't have been noticing it. I don't think anybody should have noticed it, but we had a situation going on there on the campus at the time, and yep, definitely was part of that, trying to keep that under control, which we did very successfully. I don't think anybody knew that was really going on, so that was a win. All right, so I have MST on the end of that while we're backing in. Yeah, I gotta. Oh, I'll tell you. Yeah, I'll tell you later. I know that's right. I remember. I don't remember seeing you there, Karch. Yeah, Jay Singh. That's actually my YouTube is Mr. Thiessen. I don't know if you had him as a teacher. Anything to avoid being on campus. I'm just telling you. I don't know where your dedication is, Karch. Not sure. ASM Metals is right there. I think this is grief right here. I'll get rid of that. So yeah, I'm going to do a runaround because a lot of what I got to do, I've got to drop off Morningstar, Grief, ANS Metals, and Tank Holding, and anything I pick up, bring back out again. Do another runaround, and then drive in so I can actually back the Safeway cars in. So ASM, where's ASM? ASM. Oh, ASM, that's metals. That's the metal one. Wait a minute, what? See, this is where it doesn't make sense because ASM metals, why am I getting a hopper? Why am I getting hoppers? I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. AML. Oh, AML, I think those are the cars I was supposed to drop off on my way up here, and I passed them without, and I completely forgot about them. And so they're going to go back with me to the yard. I may have to do a special train just to run them out there. They're right there by the yard too, so it's not going to be that long of a run, but I completely missed it. I was looking at my pickup and set out screens. So yeah, Safeway. These are all. Well, see, this one thing too is these are. I got box cars, reefers. So I guess that kind of makes sense. So maybe it is Safeway. So Safeway Merced Manufacturing. Safeway is a grocery store, so I can understand the box cars. I can understand the reefers. But I got a mixture of empties and loaded. That doesn't make sense to me. All right, let's bring this. Come on. A little dynamic braking along with some auto brake. All right, good. So what I want to do now, we're going to hold it with the auto brake. Neutral. I want to go to end of train. Okay, perfect. Close that. Remove that. Okay, back to the front of the train. close the angle cock. We're going to go ahead and I need to set some handbrakes here. I always tend to set about 3. I do have a chart somewhere that based on the weight of the train tells you how many handbrakes, and I think I've only been one spot where there was a heavy grade, and I'm like, it start even after 3 handbrakes, it started to roll. So, all right, let's brake, shove back, remove the stretch force. Okay, and now we're going to go ahead and pull forward. And actually, when I get back on the main line, I should do something that I didn't do. So we'll get back on the main line so Otto can see where I'm at. Flip that one. Slow down. I don't need to be doing 11 miles an hour. Whoa, made myself dizzy. So I'm right here. I mean, oh, you know what? That's exactly where I wanted to be. It was in that one. Okay, I'm in the right spot. So, okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to come up. I should have done this earlier. Tone them. And request mainline authority, and which is granted. So it's gone pink instead of red. So I have mainline authority here on the main line, which means that any other train that's coming will be held up. And of course, I'm blocking V Street. Karch knows that's not a good thing to do here. That's a major safety last. I'm telling you, safety last, man. Safety last. It's a railroad. Safety's never first. It's actually not true. I mean, I know somebody that had started working for the railroad, and I think that she got caught on camera walking down the middle of the gauge. You don't ever walk down between the rails. If you got across, you go straight across the shortest distance and then walk down between them. And she never really admitted that that was the issue, but yeah, just based on what that was being described to me, I'm like, yeah, you did something unsafe and you were under probation. You probably showed that you were an unsafe individual, and so they cut you loose. Only got 15 minutes. Wow, where'd the time go this morning? This might be a little bit longer video today. I want to get at least some of these things, some of this done. Did I block R Street and V Street? Oh, this town just shut down. Telling you. If I block both those streets, yeah, this town's dead. Be rioting. Oh wait, there already is. BNSF built an overpass, but they still blocked. They blocked R Street and M Street, and they blocked it for like a couple of hours. And it was all they did was, and they had some MOW stuff that they cut off and set out on a siding. And then they just like got out, and I was watching them, and they were just sitting there talking. You know, just talking, having a cup of coffee. There. I did my due diligence. Here, look at a little bell. All right, I've blocked R Street and V Street. Yeah, I'm going to go on break. What the hell? Yeah, that's Merced. You know, it's all about me. I get off the switch. That's typical Merced right there. It's all about me. You're in my way. I'm going to drive through your train. You're holding me up. Shit, I'm not kidding. Carts will tell you. All right. Should have. I gotta look at that last locomotive. I don't think the lights are on. It's immersive. That's something that never fixed in Run 8. I mean, they have a 2-lane road there, which is what our street is, 2 lanes in each direction. But the only 1 lane will stop at the crossing. The other one just ignores it. All right, F7 cheat. Let's go back, and for right now, I'm going to close that. And that is set right, and that's set right. Okay, so now, because I'm off the main line, hello, dispatcher. And I'm going to notify Ken that I just relinquished. There we go. And that should come back. I'm waiting for him to say I'm relinquishing it, but we'll see what happens, what he does. Now it's on him. I don't care. All right, let me pull my map up. So I'm looking here. So MST, which should be right up by the locomotives, GRF. So I'm going to push back past these guys, and then I'll work these 2. Then I think I go off this way, and I got ASM metals down here that I can work. And then there's SMM. That's what these cars on this end. That's why I got to come out here and do another run around. And I got TAH. So there'll be some interesting moves down here. I think I want to be on this side. Helps if I release the handbrakes. Cars are rolling. That's just because that's gravity. Wait a minute. No, it's not. I forgot. I did not change lead locomotive. I should do that because I'm going to go back the other way. So come back over here, click on this, set as lead unit. So now I'm the 3712. Let's go back to the end of the train. Once again, I make the mistake so you guys don't have to. And now I can go into reverse. I swear to God, inside my head, I'm like, change the lead locomotive, and I just didn't do it. Because when I finish here, then I head back to the UP Fresno yard with my pickups. Set them out. Probably do a run around down there. Go take the cars that I missed back out, and if they got pickups, bring them back. And that way, the next train that goes through that's heading to West Colton can stop and pick up our outbounds and get them out of that yard. I don't think we can do it. I don't, Ken, if you're still listening. but I really was looking at how to route UP trains over to BNSF up here because they have that gap between Saco and Gobel. I don't think it could be done. I think it might be an interchange, moving the just moving the cars over to the BNSF yard here in Fresno, and then let BNSF take it to Barstow, and then let Barstow build the interchange and get them over to West Colton. That would be another route. I don't know. I'm still looking into it. There's got to be a way to get around without doing it, because I know the depot was doing it, but that's when they were doing it manually, and then they got mad. People were like, I'm going to bypass Saco and Gobel, and so they routed themselves on a UP train over to BNSF rails, and then you look at the maps that the depot put out. You don't have track rights. You can't run Union Pacific on that. Well, you can run anywhere you want. You just, once again, man, it's just pixels. But I mean, like I said, those guys play very, very prototypically. Most of the guys that are over there, the ones that control the depot, are ex-railroaders or currently employed by a railroad, and they play exactly as they work. So, and I get that. If that's your gig, more power to you. That's not my gig. We're very casual over here. You come onto the servers over here. I mean, honestly, you know what? If you make a mistake, it's no big deal. We'll fix it. We'll let you move on. Get back to what you were doing. And by the way, if I haven't said it too, if you like the video, like any of my videos, or like the how-to stuff that I've done, and if it's helping you out with Run8, or if you know somebody that like loves trains and wish they had a model railroad, I'm telling you, this scratches that itch. Go ahead, hit that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it. Give it a thumbs up to help get the analytics going, get this out there. Run8 is not widely known. And I know people are going to those other simulators, but quite frankly, those other simulators aren't really simulators. They're more games. And I don't want to speak bad about them, but I'm going to speak bad about them. Train Sim was one of those that I looked at when I was looking at for something that would scratch that model railroad itch. And it didn't, because it's all, I mean, I don't know, everything I looked at showed to me that it was all scenario based. Run8 is sandbox. It is wide open. You have scenarios, but those are the ones that you create. What do you want to do when you walk into your virtual basement? Do you want to work on scenery? What's up, Rivercat? How's it going there, Ghost? Man, I haven't seen you in a while. So, I mean, and so, yeah, and the physics side of it too. I mean, it's the physics are spot on. It's got some really good, I mean, the AI is not perfect, but it does very well. And, you can, I mean, the game, honestly, I mean, it'll spawn a train that has local cars for you, but I think Order Builder, which is a free, it's a free app that you can get off of the depot's website, or I've been grabbing it and also putting it on my Discord so people can grab it there. The protests out here in California, it's nowhere near where I'm at, but K-Mike, I was talking to him. He lives like 20 miles away from it, and it's stupid. Don't get me started. I don't want to get political on this, but I mean, this is what our governor gets. I mean, this is his policies and the policies of the liberal senators that we had, and the policies of the liberal preceding governors that we've had. This is what we get. All right, MST is the first one up, so I'm going to jump off here at the switch. Actually, I'm going to set, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to set the countdown timer because I'm going to ride this back. I want to make sure other switches haven't been flipped because I don't want to end up with a split track condition somewhere. And I always get caught by that because I don't do that. So this is a good practice. Just ride it back. I'm going to go ahead and right when I get to the switch, I'll start the countdown timer. So, and if you notice, it's not just out here in California. Once again, I'm getting political and I don't want to do it, but it's not just out here in California. It's in almost every, well, we got a lot of this going on in mostly blue state cities. Liberal cities, liberally run cities, sanctuary cities. Okay, this is where it's going on. So I'm just going to say, just kind of do the math, and then we'll go. I'll stop there. But thanks for asking, man. I'm good. There's nothing here so far. Okay, looks like I got one pickup, and I do have some to set out. I got a tank there. Why would there? See, I don't understand why I'm dropping off a tank at a building that looks like it would take boxcars. I don't know. I might have to go out there and investigate some of these buildings out here and see exactly what they have and what they do. I'm going to keep it right about 10 miles. But I got a 0.5% downhill grade, so I may start picking up speed again, which I don't really want to do. SIGP, I don't have anything for them. Okay. That's grief right here. It goes off that way. Alright, let's come off of that, and about 700 feet to go. It's not. They're not. And they haven't been. So anyway, I'm not gonna go down that road. We can talk in Discord there, Ghost. Then I'll get up on my soapbox there in Discord. How's your diving classes going? Thank you. So I think SIGP is on my list. I may pull those cars while I'm in here. I think that's part of my pickups. About 100 feet to go. I'm hitting the auto brake. And I'm going to jump to the front of the train. Oh, that's perfect, actually. Alright, we're going to set a handbrake. Or 3. Now that's a tank car. I really shouldn't do this, but I should have a buffer car, but you know what? I'm not going to. Alright, off the automatic. Let's get that stretch force. There we go. Uncouple. And we are closed on the angle cock, so we're not going to blow that PCS. Although earlier on when the when that EOT disappeared, that was my opportunity to show you guys how to get out of the PCS. But it's better to do it on one of the road locomotives that, you know, because you can actually see it, the countdown timer. All right, let's get on this side, cross over. That was actually bad. I should have went up and over. But hey, you know, the Lazy Farmer Railroad, safety last. I think Ghost disappeared on me again. Sean's going to ask me too. I know he's going to be like, he gets upset when he misses my streams. Now, normally I would have streamed on Saturday, but yeah, no, I was at work all day. I got there early. I got there like super early because I thought I was going to have to go find some equipment that we needed, because they're, you know, when things don't stop at the school when the kids leave. In fact, that's the time to jump in and get a whole bunch of stuff done. And some of the stuff they're doing, they're redoing a lot of the rooms. So I thought, okay, I'm going to need this equipment. I know it's in this room, but that's a room that's on the list to be redone. And so I go there. Oh, no, all the equipment was still there, so I didn't have to be there so early. So I just hunkered down somewhere. I did bring my laptop with me just in case, and I'm glad I did. So I got to work on some configuration stuff, like I said, on... Alright, so we're going to go ahead and pull this car out, which this car is going to Watson. So this is on the UP network. So this is an example of what I was talking about before in the beginning of the video. This industry honestly should have tagged this car BA and then WAT. So that way, when this ends up in West Colton would see the BA, which is Union Pacific speak for Barstow. That way, this car would get separated out and then sent on a interchange train to go from West Colton to Barstow. So it's just, yeah, and that's something that has to be configured in Run8. I did configure it in my version of Order Builder. So that would happen. So if I build a supply train and I mistakenly, you know, it's going to come into Barstow, and I mistakenly pick a local for Union Pacific, at least that local will come in with WCL on it, and that way Barstow will know to separate those cars out into an interchange train for West Colton, and we can get them over there. All right, we're going to go back. Let's grab this. I'll bail off the independent brakes, add a little bit of pressure on them. We're coming in a little bit fast. Slow that down. Using independent brake on that, we only have one car, so we don't need auto brake to really control it. Anything less than 5 cars, you can probably get away with independent brake. Anything more than 5 cars, you want to use auto brake. Have the cars help you. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this one, I'm going to connect it, because I'm going to have more than 5 cars, so I'm going to have auto brakes. So I'm going to go down here, find the last MST car. We'll set handbrakes on these cars. Alright. Close that. I forgot. I'll go connected now. I got handbrakes on. Perfect. So take the handbrakes off of these cars. If I was forward thinking, I would have put the handbrakes down there automatically, but it's all right. We're good. We're good. All right, back on the coupler. Let's get that stretch force off of that. Do I have another handbrake somewhere? It's not wanting to move. Did I do 4? No, everything's released. Oh, silly me. I know what I did. I might need a 3rd cup of coffee. Or a nap. Put some handbrakes back on again because I hit F5 to release the handbrakes. But I forgot to do something. I'm going to run back and forth. Get my steps in. Alright. That's closed. Okay, let's go back up here. I know exactly what I did. Once again, I'm making the mistakes so you don't have to. So way train cars work, if they don't have air in them, the brakes lock down. I didn't have air in these cars. So I'm watching the CFMs go right up, and they're coming right back down again. And once I get under 70, we're good. I can go full open. All right, now we should be able to move these cars. It's a small thing. Who needs air? All right, so we are closed, and we're going to go ahead. We got to get the stretch force off. So let's try to see if we can get these cars to back up for us. Now look at that. Now I was watching the miles per hour right there, and as soon as if it goes up like 1 or 2, and then drops right back down again, that means you got to brake somewhere. It's something. Brakes are on, but why are they on? All right, we're going to go ahead and pull forward. We're released. And I'm going to do being gentle with the merchandise. I'm going to go ahead and set this for about 5 miles an hour here. There we go. All right. And get back here. There we go. So pick up 1, set out like 10. I don't know what it is I'm setting out, but it doesn't make sense. So I mean that's, yeah, I don't know. I gotta go do a little research on the industries. But I think only once. I've been in the area here for about 15 years now, and I think only once have I ever seen the local. And it was, and actually it was a single locomotive, not double like what I'm running. And a little bit of automatic. Down about 10-pound reduction's enough to stop the train. We're going to go ahead, flip that switch. And, I mean, if I was going to do safety left, I'd get on that side of the car over there because that would put me between the car and the building. That's a suicide place to be. All right, we're going to go ahead and back these in. And then I think our next set of cars are, find the grief. That should be the next one. I think it was back that way. Think. No, GRF is right there. So push down, we'll do grief. And then we're just going to go. Then I think that'll be the end of it. We're going to a little bit. We'll pick this up next week after we drop grief, and so we can finish in this yard. And then at that point, yeah, we are returning back to the Fresno yard because we've gone to the limit of this local, and we'll be heading back to Fresno, picking up our cars that we set out. That we're just, basically just letting them sit there, and that we didn't have to bring them along. We'll grab those, head down, and we'll make it in the Fresno yard, and we'll set out the cars there. And that'll be episode 4, which will be next weekend. And as of right now, I'll do it Saturday morning. Sometimes life gets in the way. So we'll do these. We'll set these out. We'll set out Grief Merced. And then we'll call it. So that'll leave us with tank holding, ASM metals, pull back out, do a run around, and so we can pull in and back in to Safeway Merced, and then we'll go back out, and I think we'll be set at that point to be facing in the right direction to where we hook up to all the cars that we've set out, and we'll end up, any cars that are on the siding out there by the main line, we can grab those and head out. All right. So we are in the dots. I don't know if you guys can see the orange dots right there. So we're in the dot zone. Let me get on the ground. I'm just going to go ahead and let these cars back in. But yeah, like such a mix of cars here. What's up, Hank? Hey, happy Father's Day to you too. Lazy Farmer Person. That's Mr. Lazy Farmer Person to you. Nah, it's so good. Happy Father's Day, man. Hope you do something fun. Oh, I better get down there. I don't want to hit that bumper. We'll come all the way down. That should be good. Everything. I know we're well into it, but I'm just going to bring it all the way down. I usually stop about a good half car away from the bumper. That way, if it's not just me, if somebody else on the server comes in and does a pickup here, and they come in a little bit fast, they're not going to hit that bumper. Hitting it too hard will cause the train to disappear. All right, applying some auto brake. Handbrake, I am coming still. There we go. All right, yeah, that'll do. Happy Father's Day. Well, almost. You're not quite a father yet, Karch. So, but soon. Next year we will be celebrating Father's Day. But thank you, sir. So it's almost Father's Day for you. All right. Let's go ahead. Come off the auto brake. There we go. Get the stretch force off. And then we're going to pull out. And all right. First set outs are done. One pickup done. On to the next. I think I like 10 miles an hour better. Yeah, Hank, that's my buddy Karch. We actually worked together. He came on as my YouTube because he was going to harass me. He's been picking on me every time I played Run8. I got a little meme of someone going choo choo, and I'm like, as much as he's picking on me, he should just start playing Run8. 15 miles an hour, that's a little faster than what I wanted. I think he should play. You could gotta come back and play Run8 too. All right. Okay, so last pickup and setouts, I believe. Will be Grief Merced. And trust me, there's a lot to grief about out here. All right, F7 cheat. Let's hit F5 to release the handbrakes. I'm going to hold the train with the independent brake, though. I want to go take a look around. So I'm going to go fly. Let's see. Okay, so GRF is right there. And looks like one pickup. So I want to put that car between the locomotive and the tanker. Keep the pickups on the head end. So I'm going to go back. I think I got enough room. I got all kinds of room before I get into any of this stuff. And there's ASM right there. And then these tracks over here, that's BNSF. So whatever I do, I can't get. I mean, don't want to, but can't get onto BNSF there. So and then THA. So I got to pull into Safeway. This is Safeway here. So at some point I got to pull into Safeway with the THA cars. Back those in here. JAI, I might use that. Since that's empty, I might use their siding and do a runaround. We will see. So, alright. See, I don't understand. This is why I'm getting a hopper with ASM. I'm going to put it in there. Just to see. I want to put it in there. Maybe it is something that they're calling for. I don't know. But it doesn't make sense to me. And I think that that's just simply, that's order builder. That's not Run8, that's order builder. Give me the wrong cars and stuff. Alright, so THA. I got THA on the head end. Here's GRF. Okay, so. Alright, let's get on the ground. Get to work. Oops. So I got enough room. I think the switches were good. Let's go ahead and push these back so I can at least get that car out and put that between me and the tank car. And the other side of learning a route is once you've done the route a few times, you build your local in the yard. Before you come out, you build your local in such a way that you know, okay, I'm going to drop this, drop this. So basically, your pickups would be on the back end, set outs up on the head end. So you just back in, pull, back up, set out. I mean, however you want to do it, you're going to make it the most efficient. I just don't want to back in with the cars for Grief Merced and pull out and then have a pickup right in the middle of my consist. I want to keep all my pickups together. So that's why I'm going to back up, go in, grab it, and then pull it out. And then that way I'll have a buffer car between me and the tanker like I'm supposed to. Then I can pull up a little bit because here's the cars that are being set out for Grief Merced. So not bad. Pick up 1, drop off 5. See you, Karch. Have a great summer break. If you're going to be at the school tomorrow, let me know because I got to go there. I got to go fill some paperwork out for what I did yesterday. So I'm going to go for my morning bike ride tomorrow and end up at work. All right, we're going to go ahead, use some handbrakes. Close that. That coupler is already open. Not open, but there was no stretch force on it. I misspoke. All right. So we're going to we'll pull past this switch, go in and grab that boxcar, pull out, and then we'll pull up. We'll leave those where they're at. We'll just grab and do like we did last time. All right. Going to reverse, come off the independent, and about 5 miles. There we go. How we looking? ASM Metals has 2 all wire. That's the one that I missed. That's why is all wire getting a plastic pellet hopper? I don't know. Maybe they're using plastic pellets to make the insulation for wires. I don't know. Castle Warehouse distribution. See, that's where I was. Grief Merced's got the 1. LB Foster. Some of these cars are ones I dropped off. Yeah. Some of these are ones I dropped off last week, and I know that they're ready to be picked up. I'm not picking those up. The next local coming out here will do it. Oh, all right, there we go. Take the handbrake off. I am not going to. Oh, it's got some. Does he got some brake pipe on there? Yeah, he does. Is that open? That was open. Why am I open? Wait a minute. Did I hit F7? I'm going to hit F7 then. I'll just leave it like that. I probably hit F7. I did. It's right there. Automatic. That's how I play. Nine miles an hour is good enough. I was actually surprised when I clicked on the side of the car. You can see how much air is in the car and on the, it's in the brake pipe and the reservoirs. And I'm like, why do I have air? So I just automatically hit the S7 cheat. Let's get across the gauge. There we go. Back up, hit that, flip that switch. We'll back into here. Oh, ouch. Alright, I want grief, so I'm going to come all the way down here. Actually, I'm going to release the handbrakes first, because that'll release on the entire train. But I'm going to come down here to ASM. Set some handbrakes down here. Alright. Come here. Close that. Go here, connect the air hoses, go partial, air is flowing, and right back down again. And once we hit 70, boom, we're going to go full open. All right, so we are ready, and now we can go back to GRF. And we got some stretch force on there, so let's reverse. There it is. And uncouple, and then we'll pull forward. See, much smoother that time because we closed it and got the air in the cars, and so we can move. The air is releasing the brakes. Lack of air applies the brakes. TAH. I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do that. I think I need to get rid of some more cars before I can even go into there, but that is next week. So we're gonna set these cars out, and then we'll hook up to the rest of the consist, and then we're gonna go ahead and call it. We got an extra 30-minute bonus. I'm gonna go take a break. Handbrake. Okay, independent. Come off the throttle. Not independent. I mean auto brake. Sorry, misspoke again. You can stop anytime. Thank you. All right, let's get on this car here, and we're going to ride that in. So then we're going to push back all the way to the end of the track. This one I will set slow speed at about 5 miles an hour. All right. Let's see. Looks like they have the first orange dots right about in there. So hopefully all these cars will be sitting on orange dots, so that way they'll get worked. But it looks like it goes back quite a ways, so we should be all right. Now this kind of makes sense. Hoppers coming into this industry. There's a boxcar sitting here to begin with, but hoppers coming into this industry make sense to me. But then again, we got the doors over here. I say that, so maybe pallets. Yeah, GRF. Okay. It's just the asset that they had to represent this industry, but I don't know. Maybe this should have been boxcars. I mean, it's something that you can change. If you're playing solo and you get something like that, you can change it. I would think boxcars now with the trucks lined up here. Automatic brake, and we've come to a stop. Let's get on the ground. Let's check to make sure the front car. Yep, it's in the dots. We're good. So, handbrake. Handbrake 2 should be enough on this one. 1 probably would have been enough. All right, close that. Remove stretch force. Okay, just a little bit. And we can go ahead and pull out of here. Actually turned out perfect. I think about it, it was the end of the car right at the end of the building. Almost like I knew what I was doing. I'm going to stick with that story. Yeah, that SP card does not belong there. I have a feeling we're going to end up with a no tag situation there, which that's fixable. All right. Get Pass the switch. We'll come to stop, back in, hook up to the rest of the consist, and that'll be it for the day. All right. Get on the ground. Whoa. I'm inside the car. Where'd all know? We're in Merced. Everything got stolen. Now, no trains come through here. I'm the only. This is the local. The UP local is the only thing that operates in this area. We do have a couple of industries I think are served by BNSF, but from their perspective, it's a quick drop and grab and go type of situation. So I do want to look at the end of the train, make sure that if someone does work the BNSF local, they can get in. I don't want to block them. So I may have to pull all the way up. We'll take a look at the end of the train, see where it's at. And if we're good, we're good. And we're just going to tie down here, shut our power down, and call it a day. It's Miller time. No, it's not. Ooh, I could go for a Miller. ASM, THA. I think ASM might be the next one. Slow down here. Stopped a little too soon. All right. Neutral, hold with the independent, F7 on the entire train so it's all aired up. All right, free fly. Let's go take a look at the end of the train here. Oh, we're in good shape. Okay, we're fine. So the BNSF track is over here, so if they needed to, they can, as they go down, they can stop and they can back into their, that's what this is, back into them. And I don't think we get anything for this business here, but we do have this over here. So we got ASM. Let's take a look at ASM here. All right, so we got the steel cars over here. One's going to Chicago, one's going to Watson. So, okay, so that's where I say that this needs to be BA Watt, BA Chicago, or Chi. And that way Union Pacific knows where to route those. And since I'll be picking those up because I've got cars, so that might explain, because they got two different places there. This is all for Safeway. AML, that's the ones that go back. Is that AML? Why is that AML? Oh, okay. All right, well, I got work to do here. Looks like I can push all the way down. I may end up having to use I may end up having to go into here and set some cars out in here so I can get into ASM with all the cars I have that need to go to into Safeway, which is over here, and then TAH is right up in the front. So anyway, we'll work this out next week. So get on the ground, let's shut down, and we'll call it a day. So first things first, I'm going to do the Shift F5. I don't know what it is set up on my rail driver, but Shift F5 applies handbrakes to the entire train, And I'm going to go, as far as the train is concerned, I'm going to go into isolate, hit running, and then go isolate and click on running so it stops. Okay, the engines are shut down. So at this point here, I can click on this one and just relinquish. We're done. Train's no longer ours, so if somebody else wants to run it, they can. I hope they don't, because then I won't have content for next week. What I think I will do is I will take the train back and let me do this, just in case. Go to train, wait for this to load up from the server. Actually, let me do, yeah. And I'm going to do LRF. We'll go, now this is a little trick. You can do, underscore my underscore train underscore. I'm going to save it. And the reason I did that is because it puts it right up here. The ECE comes from the external consist editor. So when you actually save a train into your trains file, that train ID or the file name will be down in somewhere in this area, but the most recent one is always going to be right here. So it's right at the very top, so you can always find it. I'll keep my train here just in case somebody uses it, and I can always respawn it again. So we'll have something to do next week. But I don't think anybody's going to touch it. I do have it in the registry, do not touch. So please do not touch. Otherwise, I will catch you guys later. Once again, if you like the content and want to become part of the Lazy Farmer and the Southwest Rail Simulations, you can join my Discord. The information's in the description. I have two Discords. I have the Lazy Farmer Discord. That's where my NorCal server is being hosted out of. And then all the other ones that I've got here locally are hosted out of the TLF Mocel Discord. So when you get onto my regular Discord, there is a link or a button you can click on to join the TLF Mocel. And then on TLF Mocel is the information for the Southwest Rail Simulations. So highly recommend that you join all three. Once again, we don't require checkout rides. We are a training group. So we're here to help you. If you're brand new to Run8, we're here to help you, guide you as best we can. If you have problems installing Run8, you can use Discord. Share your screen with us. We can walk you through the process of I can walk you through and how I install Run8. Just had that issue this week, as a matter of fact, because there is, and I got to put a file up on my Discord for this. There is a problem with, it's not a problem with Mohawk and Selkirk, because that's actually a version 1 DLC when you purchase it. So there is a file that you have to run to update it before, after you install it, you run that updater, and then you can run the install program for Run8 to install it, and everything will be fine. So things like that, we can help you with that stuff. I mentioned the other player, mentioned him by name, Medic Matt. Great guy, fought with his problem for a year, got it solved, so he's now able to connect to the servers. Makes me happy, kind of gave me goosebumps. And, we've had other issues as well, too. And so we're here to help you guys any way we can. Help you with the registry, help you with various different things, okay? Whatever you need help with, or just guidance, or if you just want to have one of us, play along as your engineer or your conductor, we can do that too. So, but be a part of the community. Come on in. We're a bunch of great people. We do harass each other, but it's not really brutal. It's just all fun and games. Nothing's personal. So don't be afraid to jump into Discord and introduce yourself. It's a good community. So anyway, I will catch you guys later. Have a great rest of your weekend. We'll see you next weekend. We'll finish this off, be episode 4, and that should be the end of, we'll run to the very end, finish dropping off these cars, head on back to the UP Fresno yard, and 4 episodes. And then after that, we'll be on the AGS, the Atlantic Gulf Coast, running Norfolk Southern in 2 weeks. That's the plan. So we'll catch you guys later. Anyway, happy Father's Day to everybody who's a father. I will see you next week. Peace out.